Simple marinade, this is all it is. A little bit of salt, fresh ground black pepper, onion powder, Worcestershire sauce. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I could never seem to get that right, and especially if I'm not looking at the word. A little bit of soy sauce, again being careful with the salt. Olive oil, garlic, and then a nice cut of London Broil. In actuality, calling it London Broil is actually a North American thing. It has nothing to do with London. The rest of the world might call this flank steak or top round, and here it just gets labeled by our butchers as London Broil. Let's go ahead and put the marinade together. Go ahead and do a little bit of meat preparation. London broil can be a tougher cut of meat. So what I like to do is a little bit of preparation. We'll use a meat hammer to break up some of the fibers contained in this cut of beef. Not a whole lot, just enough to get the job done. Now, in the interest of getting that marinade to soak through the meat, we'll go ahead and poke a few holes through the layers here. You can feel the round right in through here is a lot more tender than this outer edge of the cut. This is going to be a good cut of meat here. I can already feel it. So now we're prepared to go ahead and put it into the soak and the marinade. And having once upon a time worked in the meatpacking industry, I know they use vacuum to actually get the marinade to run deeper in. You don't have to use a vacuum sealer the way I'm getting ready to do this now. You can throw this into the marinade, let it sit for the morning, the afternoon, overnight, however you want to do it. So in the meat goes. Next, we pour the marinade in. There it is. All set up in the bag. I know in the truest sense it's not a vacuum, but this is the way I like to do the marinade. Every now and then I can come by and give it a massage, give the marinade a chance to work into those preparations that we made, and now we let it sit for however long we can. Hours, overnight, afternoon to evening. Got a good long soak in that marinade, ready to go on the grill. I'm gonna go ahead and get a side dish set up. We'll get this cook rolling. Actually, you know what? You'd think I was being sponsored by Lodge, but actually I'm not. They just make really good products, so that's what I'm using. We're gonna do that squash and onion on this rocket stove. That's another video that I made. You can check out the build of this actual rocket stove. We'll go right on that. Getting the coals going as we speak. Time to get the Sportsman's Grill going. Now I'll be doing this a little on the heavy side. I've got this damper that I can control how hot this is. And here in the beginning, I'm gonna want this to sear pretty hard, and then I'll cut it back once I've got the grill marks and the char on the outside like I like it. For this cook, I'm gonna go with a little bit of a heavier smoky flavor. So I'm gonna throw a couple of pieces of oak in there on top, spread throughout the grill. Once those get charred and going, we'll go ahead and throw that London broil on. All right, now take a little bit of canola oil, just cheap spray canola oil. Season up those grates some. Now that I have that hibachi going good and hot the way I want it, I'll go ahead and this is pretty much just doing the outside, and then I'll choke that fire off and we'll leave the inside nice and medium to medium rare, I'd say. Now you'll notice with this grill, it's actually kind of tough to get grill marks on it. The cast iron is so thick and they're so tight together that the grill marks don't come out like they would on a standard grill. We'll come back in just a second. All right, those grill marks should be about as well established as they're gonna get on that side. Look at that. I wish you had smell-o-vision. Now we'll go ahead and see if we can't get some altering grill marks going here.
What are we eating that with?
You're on video now.
Ah!
The squash and zucchini.
That's gonna be really good.
I know.
Over here. Oh, it's squash and zucchini.
We'll keep an eye on this temperature. All right, we're just clearing 100 degrees, so we're gonna wanna pull this off somewhere around 125, maybe 120, and let it rest. It'll continue to cook throughout. I like mine a touch more on the rare side. Now we'll go ahead and we'll take that in and let it rest. All right, go ahead and take a look. Oh yeah, they're done. Time to go ahead and plate up. So now that that's had about 5 minutes to rest, we'll go ahead and cut that up some. Get a look, we'll cut against the grain. We'll get a look and see how this turned out. Wow, I don't know how much more I can say about this than just it came out fantastic. This London broil is such an easy recipe and such an easy cook. There's no reason not to give this a try. Doubly so if you're doing it on the Lodge Sportsman's Grill. It's just a fun way to cook. Once you get used to the temperatures and the way that grill heats up, you can score a home run on it every time. Well, I hope you enjoyed this Teach a Man to Fish video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, please click like, subscribe, share, and come on back for more.